Hey y'all, hey. How y'all doing? Well, guess what? Um, I came across this new book. Hold on. If I can just show it to you. Here's the big front. The new book of knowledge, right? And in this book, it talks about quite a few different subjects. Hold on. Uh, all kinds of cities and numbers and things. It's not quite the same as the book of weird truth, but it's still interesting, right? The reason why I wanted to cover the purple finch is because I once got um, a couple of finches for my birthday, and I eventually let them go, and the hawk chased after might even know that there was a hawk around, but clearly he had heard the birds and came to get him. So anyway, let's talk about, as you can see in the title, New Hampshire. If you're from New Hampshire, go ahead on and comment below what city that you're from in New Hampshire. Okay. And again, we're going to focus on the purple finch. There's a lot of information in here, but I want to focus on the state bird. Okay. So I put a little bit in there about New Hampshire. And so this is going to give you a little bit more. The state motto is live free or die. Gotta love that, right? Live free or die. So, New Hampshire, one of the best known pieces of sculpture in the United States, was not made by human hands. It was carved on the side of a mountain by the forces of nature. It is known as the Old Man of the Mountain, or sometimes as the Great Stone Face or the Profile. Nathaniel Hawthorne wrote of this natural wonder in the short story The Great Stone Face, published in 1851. The story tells how a boy's life and character were shaped by reference for the stone profile. The Old Man of the Mountain is located on the south peak of Profile Mountain, also known as Cannon Mountain, in New Hampshire's White Mountains. Did you know that? It gazes over Profile Lake near Franconia Notch. The face, almost 15 meters or 48 feet high, is formed by three ledges of granite. It is believed that it was first noticed in the early 1800s when a road was being cleared through Franconia Notch. Some legends say that the face is a likeness of Thomas Jefferson's. Others say Benjamin Franklin or Daniel Webster. Isn't that amazing? New Hampshire is one of the smallest and least populous of the 50 states, yet it is one of the most interesting. It has more forest land in proportion to its total area than any other state except Maine. Even so, it is one of the most highly industrialized states. New Hampshire has a large rural population, but very few farmers. Hmm. Within its borders are found sandy beaches and granite strewn mountains, sparkling lakes, and rolling hills. The state has old seaports and modern ski areas, colonial villages, and 19th century mill towns, massive new housing developments, and sprawling shopping centers. In this setting, more than 350 years of American history have taken place. At Portsmouth, visitors can see Strawberry Bank, okay. The way that they write it out is Strawberry, and then bank is Banke. That must be like Old English, right? Uh, it is a restoration of one of New Hampshire's earliest settlements. Also at Portsmouth is the house where the naval hero John Paul Jones lived while his ship Ranger was being outfitted. Concord is famous for the Concord coach. This American coach was designed and built beginning in the 1820s by Louis Downing and Stephen Abbott. Concord coaches were marvels of construction. Hmm. Many of them were richly decorated. They were used in the United States as well as in Mexico, South Africa, South America, and Australia. Two historic houses in the state remind visitors of New Hampshire's who rose, no, New Hampshireites who rose to fame. The birthplace of Daniel Webster, political leader and orator, is near Franklin. The family home of Franklin Pierce, 14th President of the United States, is in Hillsborough. But New Hampshire is not all history and scenic beauty. It has a long history of commerce and manufacturing. For many years, cotton and woolen textiles and shoes were New Hampshire's leading products. The textile industry and more recently, the shoe industry have declined, but other kinds of manufacturing have taken their place. Today, industries that distribute goods and provide services of many kinds employ more people and bring more income than manufacturing. Throughout the state, for example, people provide services for visitors. The land. New Hampshire is one of the New England states bordering on Canada to the north. It is a mountainous land containing many of the highest elevations in the northeastern part of the United States. In shape, it looks somewhat like a right triangle. Landforms. Everywhere in New Hampshire, the land shows the effects of glaciers. Thousands of years ago, the climate grew colder, and thickening snows began to form rivers of ice in the high valleys of the White Mountains. These glaciers hollowed out the sides of the mountain valleys, giving many of them a distinct U shape. Much later, snows accumulated in northeastern Canada and formed a huge ice sheet, which moved southward. Eventually, it covered all of New Hampshire, even the top of Mount Washington. In every part of the state, there are numerous rock surfaces that were scoured smooth by the moving ice. After a long period of time, the climate grew warmer and the ice sheet began to melt. The melting ice deposited large amounts of rocks, sand, and other material. In some places, this material made small hills and ridges. In other places, it formed dams across valleys and produced the hundreds of lakes, swamps, waterfalls, and rapids that add to the beauty of the countryside. The seacoast of New Hampshire was also affected at the end of the glacial period. As the great mass of ice melted, the sea slowly rose. It flooded lowlands along the coast, forming tidal or saltwater marshes. It also drowned the mouths of rivers, creating estuaries or bays. The largest of these is Great Bay. Today, New Hampshire is made up of three major natural regions: the New England upland, the White Mountains, and the seaboard lowland. All right, so that's something for you guys to look into, right? And let me know what you find out, okay? Um, They have rivers, lakes, and coastal waters in New Hampshire, which is good to know. The climate has short, cool summers and long, cold winters. The presence of the sea in the southeast and of mountains in the north and west produces many local variations in climate. Winter temperatures vary more from place to place than do summer temperatures. Summers are usually cool and comfortable everywhere in the state. The high mountains are the coolest areas in both winter and summer. Precipitation falls rather evenly throughout the year. Usually, all parts of the state have heavy snows. The high mountains and parts of the north and west receive more precipitation than places near the sea. Severe droughts are rare. So, unlike California and Colorado and many other places, New Hampshire does not have a problem with water. No droughts there expected now or in the near future, which is awesome. That is awesome. All right, New Hampshire's most valuable natural resources include its forests and rivers and its beautiful recreation areas, mountains, lakes, and seashore. Mineral resources are of minor importance. The only significant natural sources of energy are firewood and water power. Firewood is now used in over one-third of all homes. I'm pretty sure that they also have wind turbines now and also solar. Even though they have long winters, they're probably using a combination of many energy sources to run New Hampshire. Okay, so let's get to our the finch. Okay, so this is a state bird. It is the purple finch. Okay, so let's try to get some information on this little birdie boo. Okay, he's really very cute. I'm gonna try to put him down as a thumbnail for this live. Okay, and the reason why I'm doing this is because I got so tired of hearing about Diddy. I'm so sick of hearing about Diddy. Oh my God. Last night I got a chance to watch Proud Mary with Taraji P. Henson, and that was awesome. Uh, Let me see what I can do here. All right, so let me bring up the purple finch right quick. Okay. Um, let's see. Purple finch of New Hampshire. Okay. She's very pretty, right? They chose this bird to be the state bird in 1957, known for its raspberry red male plumage distinct from the house finch and favoring coniferous forests, but visiting feeders, though its population is declining due to habitat loss and competition. And this is from newhampshire.gov, New Hampshire Audubon, and Northern Woodlands magazine. Key characteristics and facts. Appearance. Males are reddish pink, like raspberry juice, while females are streaked brown. Males often confused with house finches, but have richer color and a different song. Their habitat is coniferous and mixed forests found in northern and western New Hampshire, also old fields and backyards. Their diet is seeds, leaf buds, and fruits, attracted to salt and can be found in winter flocks with siskins and goldfinches. Their song is clear, musical, unlike the house finch's buzzy call. Status: declining population facing threats from habitat loss, climate change, and competition with house finches. New Hampshire connection. Okay, so that he was designated by legislation in 1957 as the official state bird, and this bill was sponsored by Forester Robert S. Monahan. The symbolism. The purple finch represents the state's forests and natural beauty despite population struggles. You can see them in coniferous woods, forest edges, and near feeders, especially in cooler months, though numbers fluctuate. The threats to them is habitat loss, climate change, competition with house finches, window strikes, and cats are significant challenges for this bird, notes Northern Woodlands Magazine, and you can find this information at unionleader.com. That is interesting. According to New Hampshire Audubon, this bird does breed throughout the state, but is very common it prefers the north and west sides of the state. It's very pretty. Now these are all the boys, I believe, the males. Purple finch. Oops. And that is the state bird of New Hampshire. Okay. They say the bird ID is large and chunky. Their powerful conical beaks are larger than any sparrows. Oh my God. They are going in. This says, they have this one, watch your blend scientific accuracy. Small finch with a conical seed-eating bill. Okay. So this is house finch. Another kind of finch, Cassin's finch, adult male. Cassin's finch, female. So the females are generally brown. Okay. And among the small forest birds like chickadees, kinglets, and nuthatches, purple finches are large and chunky. Their powerful beaks are larger than the sparrows. The tail seems short and is clearly notched at the tip. Okay. Sparrow-sized or smaller. That's how they line up. He's very small. Both the female and the male are very small. Okay. So their behavior is that they readily come to feeders for black oil sunflower seeds. You'll also see them in forests where they can be noisy but hard to see as they forage high in trees. In winter, they may descend to eat seeds from plants and stalks in weedy fields. Their flight is undulating. Okay. So let's see what that is. They've got a video up. Oh, there's nothing there. Oh, wait. Oh, you can hear him. You hear that? Very cool. All right. So hold on. Let's listen again. Very cool. That's the purple finch, you guys, the state bird of the state of New Hampshire. All right. So it says purple finches from the Pacific coast, which is where I am, are duller and sing a faster song than the eastern birds. Okay. Hmm. And this article is brought to you by Living Bird magazine. Oh, also, they have the Cornell Lab of Ornithology, which you can become a member of. And it is at join.birds.cornell.edu. Okay. The supporter level is $39 monthly. Family is $60. Contributor is $84. Guardian is $120 a month. Patron is $250, and sponsor is $500. Living Bird magazine receive a 1-year subscription to our award-winning quarterly magazine, Living Bird, filled with rich and engrossing stories about birds in nature. All right. If you'd like to be even more involved, they have, you can take advantage of exclusive birding trips, events, and more. That's $1,000 and above. Okay. And again, that website is join.birds.cornell.edu. I like Cornell University. You know, that's where I got my data statistics education from at Cornell. So I love the school. Um, so yeah, that's that on that. What do you think? Um, I love learning new things and also love learning something different. I have dedicated way too much time to this whole saga with Diddy. It just never seems to end. It's just constant, and I'm just sick of Diddy and his foolishness. And I am really, and I can say something, okay? If I can say something about it, I am glad that this has nothing to do with Lil Wayne or Birdman. I'm glad that um, Nicki didn't get caught up in this, Nicki Minaj. Um, and that's all I can say right now. I'm glad that um, Curtis or 50 Cents, Curtis Jackson, did what he did, and he's bringing out the information. I think that is super duper important, and I'm glad that he's doing that. And yeah, you know, um, I think that anybody who sees corruption and foolishness and stupidity should definitely bring light to that situation. Not that they can help the person, the perpetrator, or the predator, but to help the victims. Okay. And I think that that's what we need to know. A lot of times, um, there's some people who think that abuse is exciting or whatever, and these people are sick. They're sick. That's what they are. And for somebody else to take advantage of a person's trauma and history of abuse is disgusting. It's disgusting. And those who know something about it should do something about it. They need to throw light on that situation. They do not need to co sign this abuse. You know, that's what you have to do. That's what you have to do if you're a decent person. That's what you do. All right. So I am here I am on the website myself. I have a Google notification. I don't know what that is about. Let me see. Oh, okay. So this is Netflix has reportedly decided not to renew its sports documentary season series starting 5. Um, this is an NBA docuseries. I really haven't been into the NBA since Kobe, so that's that on that. Um, Lower than expected viewership, so they really haven't marketed it because I never even heard anything about it. I mostly watch Netflix for comedy. Um, okay. All right. Good Lord. Y'all would not believe um, the amount of information that I get every day. It's crazy. Mm-mm. Okay. Go here. Block. Block. Okay, so let me go. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna close this. Close. All right. Mm. Mm. All right. So it looks like that's all that I got as far as notification. So strongly. I'm sleepy. His angels are encamped around your home, guarding your family. Your children are protected. Your spouse is protected. Your home is covered. Let no fear rise up in your heart, for the blood of Jesus is with you. I know. Ain't no telling what I'm feeling behind. Ain't no telling what I'm feeling behind. Ain't no telling what I'm feeling behind. Ain't no telling Bodega Baddie. Feeling behind. He said, "Did you take your meds today?" Bodega Baddie. Look at her chest though. It's under the cross. Is that a hair? Oh my God. So crazy. On February 11th, 2025, JP Morgan Chase updated their terms of service with one chilling paragraph that reveals what's coming for your money. Most Americans missed it completely. Buried in page 17 of their new terms of service, JP Morgan Chase just added language allowing them to
transition customer accounts to new digital currency systems as required by federal mandate. And they're not alone. Bank of America, Wells Fargo, and Citibank have all quietly added similar language in the past 90 days. What does this mean for you? If you have money in the banking system right now, your wealth is about to be digitized, whether you like it or not. Click below to watch this time-sensitive presentation now. Your financial independence depends on it. On February 11th, 2025, JP Morgan Chase updated their terms of service with one chilling paragraph that reveals what's coming for your money. Most Americans missed it completely. Buried in page 17 of their new terms of service, JP Morgan Chase just added language allowing them to transition customer accounts to new digital currency systems as required by federal mandate. And they're not alone. Bank of America, Wells Fargo, and Citibank have all quietly added similar language in the past 90 days. What does this mean for you? If you have money in the banking system right now, your wealth is about to be digitized, whether you like it or not. Click below to watch this time-sensitive presentation now. Your financial independence depends on it. On February 11th, 2025, JP Morgan Chase updated their terms of service with one chilling paragraph that reveals what's coming for your money. Most Americans missed it completely. Buried in page 17 of their new terms of service, JP Morgan Chase just added language allowing them to transition customer accounts to new digital currency systems as required by federal mandate. And they're not alone. Bank of America, Wells Fargo, and Citibank have all quietly added similar language in the past 90 days. What does this mean for you? If you have money in the banking system right now, your wealth is about to be digitized, whether you like it or not. Click below to watch this time-sensitive presentation now. Your financial independence.
So recently, y'all, I slayed a dragon. It wasn't a fairy tale, though. Let me tell you what happened. So imagine me in a coffee shop relaxing.
Jesus Christ. You see what I'm saying? This is why I did what I did, because everything is Diddy. Jesus Christ.
Tapping it out.
It just won't stop.
I've been trying to break into a career and be so rooted in God's plan that even disappointment feels like divine protection.
I know that's right.
That's the place you really want to be, where the setback doesn't break you. It just makes you look up and go, okay, God, I trust you even more. Half the things that didn't work out weren't failures. They were fences, okay? Boundaries God put up to keep you from walking into something you would have never walked out of the same. Okay, you ever look back at something you begged for and think, thank you, God, for not letting that become my life? That's not disappointment. That's mercy. Okay, that's protection disguised as heartbreak. I always think of Isaiah 55:9. As the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. Meaning your plan isn't the blueprint. God sees further, deeper, clearer than you ever could. So stay rooted. Okay, stay steady, stay planted in his will, not your panic. When something leaves your life, let it. When something breaks you, trust that he can rebuild it better. Okay, sometimes God saves you by saying no. Sometimes he saves you by closing the door you wanted to run through. And the closer you walk with him, the easier it becomes to say, God, I don't understand this, but I trust you anyway. That's real faith.
Right. Amen.
I needed this mess. If you've written a book and want...
Why would I call the cops somebody broke into my house? That's evidence. That's witnesses. That's paperwork. And I can guarantee you nobody knew they were there to begin with, so I'll take care of it. You silly Billy. Why would I call the cops? Somebody broke into my house. That's evidence. That's witnesses. That's paperwork. And I can guarantee you nobody knew they were there to begin with. So I'll take care of it. You silly Billy. Why would I call the cops? Somebody broke into my
I
house.
love it. I love it.
That's evidence. That's witnesses. That's paperwork. And I can guarantee you nobody knew they were there to begin with. So I'll take care of it. You silly Billy. Why would I call the cops? Somebody broke into my house. That's evidence. That's witnesses. That's paperwork.
She looks so crazy. Oh my God.
And I can guarantee you nobody knew they were there to begin with. So I'll take care of it. You silly Billy. Why would I call the cops? Somebody broke into my house. That's evidence. That's witnesses. That's paperwork. And I can guarantee you nobody knew they were there to begin with. So I'll take care of it. You silly Billy. Why would I call the cops? Somebody broke into my house.
Fabulous.
That's evidence.
When a person attacks you out of nowhere that you would not expect, that is a confirmation of your level up from the external reality, because it might blindside you like a person that you thought you were on good terms with and you always had a mature relationship with. And if that person is triggered by your growth or is triggered by your expansion and your light, this tells you a lot, because previously, otherwise, you may not actually understand the impact and the value you have on people, because a lot of people generally are insecure and they're very stingy with compliments. They're not giving you credit. They're not saying what they value in you, because this is a very lack-minded, competitive, sociopathic culture we live in. So people have very bad self-esteem and they don't love themselves. So sometimes you need that, because in certain circles and environments and groups, you don't have any confirmation or people cheering you on. The only confirmation you sometimes have is people getting quieter, people giving weirder looks, people like whispering or gossiping behind your back. And that's the strange thing. You're not going to get that clear confirmation and level up, and that clear confirmation of, hey, you're doing so great, I'm so happy for you.
No
That's not how
attaboys.
people are. People for the most part are very jealous, calculated in this culture, and they don't like to see you shine. They don't like to see you grow, because you're reflecting back on the growth that they have not had in their life. So sometimes the more alienated and isolated you feel, and people are coming against you and attacking you, especially someone that you were like, whoa, I would have never expected that.
Mhm.
It's because you pushed even that person that you respected and held in high esteem, you pushed that person to see something in themselves or be mirrored or just whatever, the vibrational mismatch. And that's how you know, like, wow, I'm leveling up. And you really do have to have a fierce commitment to yourself. You have to have a fierce commitment to growth, your own power, your own message, your own impact on the world, because people will turn on you. People will drop you. It's just like a vibrational law. If you're vibrating higher, if you're more powerful, they can't keep you in a box. They can't control you. They may mean well, but they're not expanding to the degree you're expanding. They don't want to go to the places in their heart. They don't want to have the courage that you have. And they don't want to be reminded that you are expanding in that way, so they will lash out. And then it's like you see more of real human nature. You see how human nature really is, like behind the nicey nice blah blah, fakeness.
Fake.
And then you're like, all right, I'm committed to my path. It's me and God. I speak my truth. I'm going with God. I'm going with my higher self. Everything else is secondary. I'm here for the work. I'm here to expand into my own power. And it just is what it is. When people vibrate out of your life, or at every new level, people will fall off, and then you'll have to align with different people. But no matter what Never let anyone dictate who you are. Never let anyone tell you who you are. Never let anyone try to doubt you and shame you and whatever, gossip, smear campaigns, any of that crap. It can only make you stronger. And it's just a confirmation of the level up. When a person attacks you out of nowhere that you would not expect, that is a confirmation of your level up from the external reality, because it might blindside you like a person that you thought you were on good terms with. No credit equals no.
Shit is about to hit the fan.
They talking about Diddy.
50 just came across in that secret little Diddy footage that he paid from the videographer that Diddy didn't pay. They are saying 50 has footage that will not only add more time to Diddy's sentence, but Diddy might not ever come out. Listen up, check this out. Now y'all know that footage that where Diddy is behind the scenes talking to his lawyer and all of this stuff, and people like, damn, what was Diddy recording? Well, Diddy was recording because he thought he was about to beat the case. So he wanted to do a Netflix documentary. Didn't pay the guy, and then 50 got all 140 hours of footage of secret Diddy tactics. Well, there's a guy named Neil who's mentioned in the court, works right up under Diddy, who's organizing everything. Allegedly, they are saying that he is on video, film, tampering with witnesses, giving out addresses, offering money, bribing, we'll pay for your lawyers, all kind of shit that could be counted as witness tampering, obstruction of justice. And 50, of all people, has his hands on this footage. And I'm hearing that this could implicate Diddy's lawyers in some bullshit. They could be charged. This shit is getting wild. And I'm hearing that this 50 Cent doc.
And see, after listening to all of this, I wanted to come live to talk about New Hampshire's state bird, the purple finch. I'm so sick of Diddy, y'all. I'm so sick of Diddy. It's going to be what it's going to be. And I do not need to hear the blow by blow. I just can't. I just can't. But anyway, again, here's the book of knowledge. New Hampshire. Anyway, let's just hang out. I need to do a couple of things. All right, so we got okay, I got email, so let's get to sending emails. All right, I tried to do this before, but got distracted. Hopefully it'll still do this. If y'all want to talk about something, just comment. I'm going to try to keep you guys up too while I do this. Hold on. Love should have brought you home last night. You should have been with me. Should have been right by my side. I'm not sure if this is the right one or not. Let me see. Baby, if you cared anything for me, then love would have brought you to me last night. That's by Tony Braxton, if you don't know. I'm looking for my, there it is. I might have to let me put some more in here. Now I smell the coffee. Got the wake-up call. And you left a message that you just don't care at all. Alrighty. Ooh. Alright. And this is going to .org. All right. Hmm. Simplify your life. Be prepared for the future. Okay. Okay, that email has been sent. Next. Okay, let me do this. Okay, so that didn't work. So let's try this. Okay. 8, 7, 10. I don't know where my Bluetooth is. I don't. Oh, there it is. Okay, call again. Okay. Okay, so this is her cell phone number. Send her a message. Okay. This is for hello. This is client number 501-62100. We have an appointment scheduled for January 5th, 2026 at 2:45 p.m. And I just wanted to follow up with you regarding this to find out if this is still on your calendar. Thank you so much.
What in the world?
Yeah, it's just got this. Be the wrong race.
Keep recording, don't blink. What in the world? It's a face. You see a face?
It's like a man in clouds.
Mm.
That is about as close to meeting your maker as you can get. Let me explain. Beat the yellow. These things are basically anger problems, wrapped in skin. I mean, they're considered to be one of the most dangerous animals in all of North America. First off, they're huge. With their antlers, they can stand up to 10 feet tall and weigh up to 1,300 pounds. That's the weight of 3 full-size lions. Just so you know. Now, the rule of thumb is more weight means less movement. Someone probably should have told them that rule. They could run at speeds of up to 45 miles an hour, and they could jump 8 feet vertically. I didn't know 1,300 pounds could do that. However, what really makes them terrifying is the fact that they can kick with the power of a demigod. They've been documented taking out bears and wolves and mountain lions in one shot. They kick my fears out of existence. Not to mention, they can kick with all 4 legs, which means they can kick with a 360-degree radius. In other words, that's still kicking range. Moral of the story, this is a very less than ideal situation. Someone should probably go check on them. As always, follow more facts.
Yeah.
That is about
Okay.
What's the latest? Josh,
All right, moving on to my next task. Okay. Okay. We acknowledge that we work on the unceded traditional land of the Coast Salish people, specifically the first people of Seattle, the Duwamish people, original stewards of the land, past and present. We honor with gratitude the land itself and the Duwamish tribe. We believe that systematic racism is prevalent and we acknowledge our role within these systems. We will demonstrate our commitment to equity by examining our policies and practices to eliminate bias and by collaborating with community partners to promote the equitable interests and well-being of staff, clients, and community at large. Wow. That's pretty good right there. I got a lot of stuff to add to my calendar. Hey Siri, is it raining outside right now?
It looks like it's raining.
Yeah, it's drizzling, 47 degrees, and a flood watch, okay? So I'm gonna put this over here because I need to update my calendar, and this I still need to do. So, all right, you guys, I am gone. It's been an hour, and I will see y'all later. Bye.